By the end of this video, you'll have the Proxmox installed, updated, backed up, setting up ZFS, and ready to run your first virtual machine without overcomplicating things. We're starting from scratch and building a clean Proxmox setup you can actually understand and expand your lab later. Proxmox is one of the best platforms for virtualization at home, but for new users, the first setup can feel overwhelming. Storage option, networking, updates, container, virtual machine. It's easy to jump too far ahead and end up getting confused or stuck. So without wasting any time, let's head over to the Proxmox website and we're going to download the Proxmox ISO image. Go to proxmox.com, open the download section and select the Proxmox VE ISO installer. Click on the download to download the ISO file. Next, we need to prepare the bootable USB drive. I'm using Rufus for this. You can simply search for Rufus, open the website, and scroll down to the download section and click on the exe executable file. Once the download is completed, plug in the USB, open the Rufus, select the USB drive that you have mounted, click on select to choose the Proxmox ISO file. Press OK and start. So the USB is ready. I'm going to simply remove it and plug it into that server where I'm going to be installing the Proxmox. So I just plugged in the USB, started the machine, and this is the first screen I see for installing the Proxmox. And I'm going to hit enter to install the Proxmox using the graphical interface. Agree to the license term. I'm going to select the disk where I'm going to be installing the Proxmox on. And in my case, I'm installing it on 480 GB SSD drive. Now, if you have a multiple disk at the same size, which I have it here, you can also configure ZFS here. But for the OS drive, I'm simply going to keep it on the SSD drive and keep it simple with the ext4. Later in the interface, we can configure the ZFS pool. I'm going to select the country and time zone, and I'm going to create the password. For the networking, I'm selecting NIC4 since I know this is the interface that is connected to my main router, which is on the network of 10.10.10.0 network. And for the host name, I'm using PVE1 because I plan to add more Proxmox nodes later. I'm going to assign the static IP address here, 10.10.10.12, if you remember from the diagram. Once everything looks correct, I'm going to click install. So the installation has been completed. I'm going to open the browser and navigate to the address listed here, 10.10.10.12:8006. I'm going to click on advance and proceed past the certificate warning. And I'm going to log in with the username root and the password we have created during the installation. The first thing we should do is update the Proxmox. Since this server is only used for the home lab, we can also disable the subscription nag. You can do this manually, but I'm going to use the Proxmox community helper scripts to save time. I'll leave the link in the description. From the Proxmox community website, we can copy the post install script. And we're going to go back to the Proxmox and select the node, PVE1, open the shell, and paste the command and press enter. We're going to enter yes for installation, press OK. And for the PVE Enterprise, we can disable it. We can also disable the SF Enterprise. And for PVE no subscription, we're going to say yes. And we're going to say no to the PVE test. And I'm going to say yes to disable the subscription nag. OK. And because this node is not going to be in the cluster mode, so I'm going to keep the high availability disabled. Say yes. And once again, we're going to say yes. And I can say yes to update the Proxmox here. Press OK. We're going to say yes to reboot. Once the Proxmox come back online, we can log in again, go to updates and click refresh to see that if there is any updates available or confirm that the system is fully updated. And at this point, you can see Proxmox is updated and the subscription nag is also disabled. Next, I'm going to set up the storage using the ZFS. We go to the node PVE1, select disk. And as you can see that I have installed the Proxmox onto the 480 GB SSD drive. And I have two unused 2 terabyte of hard disk. There are some data stored from previous, which I'm going to destroy. First, I'm going to select the disk 1, which is the SDA. And I'm going to click on wipe disk. Click to confirm yes. And I'm going to do the same thing for the second disk. So SDC, wipe disk, confirm. And now you can see that both the disks have been wiped, and now I need to initialize them with the GPT. So selecting the SDA and click on initialize disk with the GPT. Both disk has been initialized. Now I'm going to create the ZFS pool. So we go to the ZFS. So we click on ZFS and select both disks. And I'm going to name the pool ZFS lab. For RAID level, I'm going to choose mirror, which means data is written to both disks. If one of the disks fails, your data is still safe. And for compression, I'm going to select LZ4, which is fast, safe, and improves the performance. I'm gonna hit the create to create the ZFS pool. Once created, we're gonna go to the data center, click on storage to confirm the pool is available. You can also verify the pool status from the shell using the command zpool status. We go to the node, click on shell. And as you can see, both disk is shown online. Next, I'm going to mount the NFS storage from the Synology NAS. We go to the data center, click on storage, click add and select NFS. And I'm going to set the ID, for example, NAS-NFS. And then for the server, which is the NAS IP address, that is 10.10.10.2. On the Synology NAS, I've already created a shared folder for Proxmox and granted NFS access to the Proxmox server of the Proxmox IP address, which is 10.10.10.12. And I'm just going to copy the path from the NAS and paste it into the Proxmox. And for the content type, I'm actually going to select everything, since this storage will be used for backup and ISO image also. And I'm going to click add, and the NFS should mount successfully. Now let's configure the automatic backup. Under the data center, we click on backup, add, and since I only have one node, so I'm going to select the PVE1, and I'm going to select my NAS NFS storage for the backup. And for a schedule, I can select weekly on Sunday. Set the selection mode to all, so all virtual machines containers are backed up automatically, and I'm going to hit create. Now the backups are configured and running automatically. Before wrapping up, let's quickly take a look at the networking. Under the node, we select network, and you can see that NIC4 is connected to the main router, which has the IP address of 10.10.10.12. The remaining NICs are unused for now. These will be used later when we install the pfSense and configure the VLANs. We can take a look at the node summary that shows everything is running healthy with no issues. In the next video, we'll install the pfSense as a virtual machine, and we'll configure the multiple VLANs and bring the lab network back online. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe, and leave the comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.